Okay, in this last video on the options data, and there'll be more videos to come, we just wanted to get some of these important basics for people that need it. So there will be more videos to come. But in this one, we're going to talk about getting history on options contracts, both end of day and intraday, which is a particularly valuable feature. You know, and in other trading platforms, you know, you may be able to get say a chart of the options contract, and that in a sense gives you some history, but the beauty of MarketXLS is you're able to actually pull in the data points. So if you want to do, say, specific types of calculations on some of the history data, that can really only be done in a spreadsheet environment. So that's why MarketXLS is great for this type of situation. Just going to go to this list I have here real quick, which has a couple of option symbols in here already. And again, like as with all my other videos, I've told you that there's a couple different ways to get these functions. So the first way, obviously, is if you go to the function toolbar. This is under the group tabular data on getting history. Okay. So let's say I want to get the daily history. Here you use this get history function, but as you see, there's intraday data history that you can pull up. Okay, so let's get history on a daily basis, say, on this particular contract. So I'm just going to hit OK. I'm going to highlight the symbol, and then I'm going to say OK. Now a little pop-up's going to come up again. So again, you know, be sure to understand how many columns of data comes up with this kind of data pull, so that you don't overwrite any data that you have. Either that or just do it on a blank sheet is the best. But then I'm going to say yes. It takes a minute, and as you see, all the intraday history comes up. Let me just zoom in here so we can look at the different data points. So here you get the date, the closing date. You've got the option symbol, the open, high, low, close, volume weighted, average price, VWAP. That's a nice little data point to have on the options data. You got the change data, change in percent, the share volume, total number of trades, open interest. This just needs a formatting thing here, so I'm just going to format that to a number. Okay, so that's the open interest on the contracts. The bid ask, bid size, ask size. Okay, so those are the different data points that come in on pulling up the daily history on that option contract. Now let me close that all out. So even though you just showed me do it by doing it from the function group bar here, you can just type it right in. You can just do QM underscore get history, and then you'll see the drop down, choose it that way, highlight your symbol. That's the other way to do it. Let's talk about getting intraday history, and let me just show you that real quick. So I'm going to do QM underscore get intraday. So let's say I want to look at the 5 minute intraday history on that particular contract. So I just double click on that. Again, highlight the option symbol. You're going to get the pop-up that's going to overwrite data. So you just say OK. And then boom. This is all the option trade data today. In fact, let me just format all of these. Format that to currency and the share volume. Okay, so basically what you're seeing here is every 5 minutes, and actually if I just change the formatting here on date and time, let's get date and time. Okay, as you see here, every 5 minutes you got the open, high, low, and close of that bar, and then how many contracts were traded in that 5 minute bar. So again, this is really kind of a valuable little tool if you want to get in-depth data points for the option contract on an intraday basis, and then maybe want to do some calculations based on that. Maybe you want to do some calculations based on the average contract volume over a certain period, or if you're doing other calculations to do spreads between the bid and the ask, or the high open and low close prices. Very nice little feature to be able to pull up the intraday history on the options contract. So that's another little great feature here, and as you see here, I'm going back through several days, every 5 minutes, getting that data on that option contract. So that concludes this particular video on getting daily history and intraday history on an options contract. And again, more videos will follow on various other things that we're setting up, things like structuring the option chain. We're going to structure the option chain for people, so that way you get basically a more condensed version of the option chain, a little easier to work with. And then other videos on option statistics, and other kinds of structured options presentations will be coming in forthcoming videos. So again, any questions or just want to check out the different features of the program, just go to MarketXLS.com, and there you'll see some blog posts to learn about some different things, or we have a knowledge base for any kind of questions that you might have on a support basis.